Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to discuss about OET Reading Part B. OET Part B is made up of 6 short texts. Okay, OET Part B is made up of 6 short tests and 6 multiple choice questions and 3 options. Here you will get 6 questions and 6 tests and 6 multiple choice questions. Okay, this is OET Reading Part B. The marking criteria. Each question is worth for 1 mark. You will get total 6 marks for 6 questions. Here you have 45 minutes in total to complete OET Reading Part B and Part C. Okay, you get 45 minutes together to complete part B and part C's questions. Total 6 questions you will get in OET Reading Part B and 6 short texts, and you have to read the test and you have to find out the answer. Here today I would like to give 4 tips to succeed in OET Reading Part B. You will get the question booklet first. Then you will get an announce to open the question booklet. You have to open the question booklet. Then what you have to do? You have to read the question first. What you have to do? You have to read the question first. And you have to understand what the question is asking. You have to find out what the question is asking. Read the question thoroughly. Read the question thoroughly. You have to understand the meaning of the question and you have to find out what the question is exactly asking. Then what you have to do? You don't have you have to come to the text. Small text. They will give you small text. Okay. Then you have to read the text thoroughly. Read the text thoroughly and understand the meaning very carefully. What the test is saying, overall meaning. Overall meaning, you have to find out the overall meaning, what the test is saying. You have to summarize, you have to comprehend, and then you have to come to the options. Read first option and ask yourself, is it anything is saying about first option in this paragraph? And read second and ask and read third. And finally, you will get one answer. Here, if you feel the option number 1 is not saying anything in the paragraph, so you can eliminate that part. Then you will get 2 options. First option you eliminated, nothing. First option is not saying anything in the paragraph, so you eliminate that option. You got 2 options. You got 2 options. Maybe A or C, maybe B or maybe B or C, like that you will get any options. Okay, what you have to do, you got an idea. Okay, you got an idea, you got 2 options, so you feel the which one is best, choose that one. Okay, which one is best is suitable for this question, choose that one. Maybe sometimes it is very difficult to understand the meaning. So what you have to do, you can make a smart guess. Don't leave any space blank. Write anything, A, B or C, anything. Maybe sometimes no smart guess will give you 1 mark. So give a smart guesswork. Okay. So here I would like to tell you, first one is you have to comprehend the keywords. That means, given that the reading part B assess your comprehension skills. Actually, the part B part is the assessment of our comprehension skills. You have to pay close attention to the keywords in the question and the passage, because these keywords will definitely guide you to the relevant parts of the text that contain the information needed to answer the question accurately. So I will repeat once more. Comprehend the keywords. You have to comprehend. You have to find out the keywords. Okay, keywords from the question and the text. Then these keywords will guide you to the relevant parts of the text that contain the information which is needed to answer the questions accurately. So this is the key first tips. Okay. I hope you are following with me. Second one is contextual understanding. What is contextual understanding? That means while reading the passage, try to understand context in which piece of information is given. Okay, you have to understand what is the information is given. This will help you grasp the author's main idea and intentions. That makes easier to select the most appropriate answers based on a deeper understanding of the text. So you have to understand deeply what the text is saying and find out the author's main idea and intentions. Okay, that is second tips. Third, read between the lines. You have to read between the lines. In reading part B, you have to read properly. You have to read thoroughly and understand each and every sentence. Sometimes the answers in reading part B is not directly written in the test. Okay, it won't directly written in the test. What you have to do here, you have to find out or figure out by understanding hints and clues in the passage. In the passage, the author will give you some hints and clues. Okay. There you have to practice spotting implied meaning. Means you have to recognize the meaning and make a smart guess. I already told you before. You have to make smart guess and linking ideas together. Maybe this will be there. Okay, you have to make linking ideas together. Actually, this help you pick answers that make sense even if they are not plainly written. Okay, if it is not directly written, okay, these type of ideas you can guide you to find out the answers. Okay. Fourth tips, it's a very important, that is elimination. Eliminate incorrect option. Try to practice elimination technique. In reading part B, you have to try to practice elimination technique. Sometimes eliminating obviously incorrect answer choices can help you narrow down the options and improve your chance of selecting the correct answer. Elimination technique can guide you to choose the correct options. If you are uncertain about the answer, start eliminating technique, because start eliminate technique that you know this is incorrect. Okay, this increases your likelihood of choosing the right options. Okay, practice elimination technique. This is the best method. Okay, practice elimination technique. Definitely, you can choose one answer Okay, you can choose one answer, B or C. If you didn't understand the passage or question, you can make a smart guess. Okay, you can make a smart guess and don't left any space blank. Write anything. You are not going to lose anything. Okay. One question but for 1 mark, you will get definitely 1 mark. Sometimes smart guess also give you luck. Okay. Don't left any place blank. Additionally, I would like to give some preparation recommendations. When you are doing the preparation, that is practice, you have to do some tips. Okay, you have to practice. That is, you have to summarize while reading healthcare or Part B test. You get the Part B text. Okay, you have to summarize what is the meaning and write in a short 1 or 2 sentences. The summarize is to capture the main idea or expected outcome. That will help you to get an overall idea of the test. Okay, you have to summarize first one. Second recommendation is analyze sample test, because this analysis, because this is lacking to someone. Okay, analysis. There is no need to do 5 or 10 reading tests daily. There is no need. Do 1 or 2 texts and find out the answer, and you have to try to understand why this answer is correct, why this answer is not correct. You have to understand, you have to analyze. Fifth, practice like that. Gradually you can understand, and gradually you can improve your reading skill, vocabulary, grammar, and that will easily guide you to find out the correct options. So you have to analyze. There is no need to do practice 5 or 10 reading passage daily. If you are not finding out the correct option, why this answer is came correct, why this answer is not came correct, it will be very difficult to understand the meaning. It will be very difficult to guideline. It will be very difficult to guide you in the passage, reading part B. So always try to analyze the question and try to find out the answer and incorrect answer why this came. So it is another option, another recommendation. So try to practice analyze. Okay. And this is all about OET reading. Now we are going to do the OET reading part B session. Okay. Here the question booklet looks like that. You will get the booklet, reading subtest question paper part B and C. You will get the part B and C together. You have 45 minutes. You have to, this is the question instruction. In 45 minutes, do not open this question paper until you are told to do so. 1 mark will be granted for each correct answer. Answer all questions. Make sure not deducted or for incorrect answers. Okay, you have to write everything. Okay. At the end of the test, hand in this question paper. Do not remove OET material from the text room. Here you have to mark like that. Okay, so you have to circle the options. Which is B, you have to circle B. This is the question booklet I have taken from official OET Occupational English Test organization. Okay, always try to do the practice uh, question booklet from the official website. Okay. You have to here circle the options. First, what I told you, you have to read the question, understand the meaning, then come to the extract, read thoroughly, and understand the meaning, what it is saying, and you have to summarize, comprehend, okay, and that summarize, keep in mind, and come to the option and ask yourself, is it anything is saying about option number B, A, B, or C? Then find out the answer. Then use elimination technique. Then find out the answer. First one, when disclosing distressing information to patients, staff must avoid. Here, some information is disclosing to patient. Okay, that time what is staff must avoid. Here is where to give some stress. What is the staff must avoid? You come to the test. The delivery of bad news is very difficult. Okay, arrange to talk to the patient in the company of family, preferably away from the patients, away from other patients, not away from other patients. In some cultures, it is not common to give difficult news directly to the patient. Okay, because they accompany with the family. We must be aware that the norms and customs of our patient may not match our own. Often we try to soften the delivery of bad news by saying too much and confusing the matter, or by saying too little or leaving people with unanswered questions. So, don't say neoplasm if what you mean and what will be understood is cancer. Okay. Be clear. Allow people to understand and feel some of the impact of the news and then allow them to ask questions. It is often necessary to repeat the information to other family members or to the same people the next day, because the paragraph is saying like that, summary is it is like that. Here the nurse is going to disclose some information, bad information to patients. So here we have to understand here we have to understand the patient's culture and norms and their religious background norms and customs, and you have to follow like that. Okay, then what you have to do, don't give too much information, confusing matters, don't give unnecessary information. So it is very difficult to understand the exact meaning of the what it is saying. It is very difficult to understand, very difficult to comprehend. So don't give unnecessary too much information or too little information, or and if you are not giving proper information to patient, it is not necessary. It is very difficult to understand. So don't say neoplasm. Some we will sometimes we use some different words. Okay, maybe patient is not aware about that, patient didn't understand directly what it is exactly. So, if it is cancer, you can say cancer. Patient can easily understand cancer. What is cancer? What is the complication? Patient can directly understand. So, what we have to do, be clear, allow people to understand, feel some of the impact of the nose. Okay, we have to understand. Patient can clear properly. If we say like that, patient can clear, understand the meaning properly, understand, and we have to allow them to try ask questions. Sometimes we have to repeat the information again to family members too. So this is the overall information. Is it then come to the question booklet? Here you have to read the option, the temptation to use simplistic language. That is, staff must avoid the temptation to use simplistic language. Is it anything he's saying? No, it is not saying anything about temptation to use simplistic language. But it is here somewhere it is said don't give too much information, confusing word. But simplistic language, temptation, nothing. So you have to strike out the option, that is elimination. Option 1. Okay. Second one is directing their attention to family members. Ask viewers, is it directing their attention to family members? Now here we have to accompany the family member. Sometimes we have to give more information to family members too the next day. We are directing attention to not, it is not like that. We have to say anything to patient what it is. We have to discuss with patient with the help of sometimes we have to accompany the family, some cultures and norms. It is saying we have to follow their customs and norms. So we have to accompany the family and disclose the information, but it is not directing their attention to family members. Not saying it is not saying like that. Not directing their attention to family members. No, not saying anything. Then we come to option. Any approach which leads to misunderstandings. Any approach. Sometimes we use. Okay, here, see, often we try to soften the delivery of bad news. Often we try to, what is this? Often we try soften the delivery of bad news. Soften the bad news by saying too much and confusing the matter. Too much. Or saying too little and leaving people unanswered questions. So don't say neoplasm. Okay. If what you mean and what will be understood is cancer, don't say neoplasm. Okay. Don't try to give bad news by saying too much information or confusing matter. That you have to do. Okay. But here you have to be clear, allow people to understand and feel some of the impact of the news, and then allow them to ask questions. We have to be clear. We have to give clear information. Don't make confuse to patients. So what we have to avoid is staff must avoid any approach which leads to misunderstanding. The answer is B. See how the answer is getting. Try to summarize. Try to understand the meaning. What the question is exactly asking, and practice elimination technique. Easily you can find out the answer. You practice. Practice daily. Okay, practice daily. Definitely you can achieve. Definitely you can achieve 6 out of 6. This is my guarantee. If I can do, everyone can do in this world. Everyone can do in this world. Practice make perfect. Okay, so try to practice like that. Okay, then come to the second option. The purpose of guidelines. There are some purposes given in these guidelines for general practitioners. Some purpose for general practitioners is given in this paragraph. So you come to the paragraph. Here the headings. Read the headings. Read the headings. That is the titles. Policy guidelines for general practitioners. That is asthma action plans. An integral part of asthma management is the development of written asthma action plan by the person with asthma and their carer together with their doctor. Here, the policy guideline is given some information about the asthma action plan. The action plan has to make with the help of patient and their care and with the doctor. An asthma action plan helps a person with asthma and their carer recognize worsening asthma and gives clear instruction on what to do in response. If there is any asthma attack, any worsening, this type of asthma action plan will help you the patient to guide you to give you the proper instructions. So the why the asthma action plan is preparing, they are giving the instructions to recognize to recognize the asthma worsening and find and gives clear instructions. The next paragraph. The process of developing a written asthma action plan is important. Okay, why it is important? As this should be a discussion of person's individual asthma and its management. The written plan is a reminder of that discussion. Written asthma action plans are one of the most effective asthma interventions available. Here, see how they are stressing the one of the most effective asthma intervention available and have been shown to reduce hospital admission and emergency visit to general practice. First paragraph they are saying about the importance of asthma action plan and why it is with the help of, we have to prepare with the help of patient and doctor and carer. Then for any, they can easily guide you if there is any worsening of the asthma. Secondly, that it is saying why it is important, okay, and but it is the one of the most effective asthma intervention available, and it can guide you, it can reduce hospital admission, very important, can reduce hospital admission and emergency visit to general party, emergency visit to general party can reduce, okay. So what is the guideline is saying? To remind them to write asthma action plan. Is it remaining? Is it remind the general practitioner to write asthma action plan? We have to ask ourselves. So we have to summarize, we have to make a summary. So this is about asthma action plan. It is saying something about it can reduce hospital visit and emergency visit or reduce hospital admission. Okay, and this asthma action plan can help you to patient clear instruction when there is any asthma worsening. Okay, this is the summary. To raise their awareness of the value of asthma action plan. Yes, is raise their awareness of the value of asthma action plan. Third, to direct their discussion with patient about asthma, to direct their discussions with patient about asthma action plan, we have to ask ourselves to remind them to write. Is it remind? It's a reminding the nurse practitioner? No, not reminding, just giving some instruction to write the asthma action plan, and the process will help you to patient to take an action if there is any worsening, and additionally it will reduce hospital admission and emergency visit in general practice. Third one, to direct their discussion with patient about asthma, to direct their discussion with patient. We have to discuss with the patient with asthma action. To direct their discussion with patient about asthma action plan. No, it is not saying anything like that. So the second question, to raise their awareness. See, yes, it is raise their awareness of the value of asthma action plan. But it is saying why it is one of the most effective asthma intervention available and have been shown to reduce hospital admission and emergency. That is very important. Raise their awareness of the value of the asthma action plan. So the answer is B. Okay. So the answer is B. Option A is to remind them to write asthma action plan. B, to raise their awareness. And third, to direct their discussion with patient about asthma action plan. So the option is B. B is the correct answer. Come to option number 3. Sorry, question number 3. The guidelines on chemical waste disposal. So what is it? The paragraph is saying some guidelines on chemical waste disposal. Second, stress the need for staff to. Here something is stressing to staff to do, follow. So that we have to find out what is it is saying, what it is stressing the need to, what is this saying stressing the importance of chemical waste management. Okay. So read the title, unknown and empty chemical waste container disposal. Here it is saying chemical waste disposal is unknown or empty, what we have to do. So that is the title. Then from the title also we can understand. Unlabeled chemicals are increasingly difficult and very costly. If it is unlabeled, it is difficult and very costly to dispose of and may require special analysis in order to identify. So we read, if there is any chemical is there, it is unlabeled, there is no name, it is very difficult to it is very difficult to find out, and it requires special attention to identify which chemical is this. So furthermore, again it is furthermore, the hospital chemical waste contractor will now not remove any unknown chemicals due to their risk level. So because of the risk level is increasing, so the contractor will not remove any unknown chemicals. So furthermore, the hospital contractor will not remove any unknown chemicals. Every effort, what we have to do, every effort should therefore be made We have to see. This is something like that. From here also, no. See, we have to read thoroughly. We have to understand the meaning. Every see from here, every effort Every effort should therefore be made to ensure that all chemicals in use in storage or being prepared for disposal are fully labeled and described. Okay, we have to take every effort to label and fully label and describe in storage are being prepared for chemicals disposal for fully labeled and described. Okay, we have to label properly. If unidentified waste is discovered, if sometimes it will happen, okay, if unidentified waste is discovered, what you have to do, you should immediately notify the hospital designated waste contractor via the help desk and complete the incident form. If there is any unidentified waste discovered, you should immediately inform the help desk and you have to fill the incident form. Everyone knows, I hope everyone knows about the incident forms. Additionally, all empty containers which have previously contained chemicals are licensed disposal, like chemicals for licensed disposable, must be considered as hazardous waste until cleaned. Okay. If there is any chemical container is empty, you have to consider it is a hazardous material. There is a chance of, there is a risk of, there is a risk. So it is a, we have to consider it is a hazardous material. So what it is saying, this is saying the proper identification, proper labeling, proper recording, proper management of empty chemical waste container. Okay, empty chemical waste container, always try to practice and label and properly. If there is any unidentified waste waste is discovered, you have to inform the help desk and make incident form. It is not identified. You have to find out the protocol. You have to find out which chemical is this. Additionally, if there is empty bottle is there, you have to consider it as a hazardous material. So this is the summary. Then first option, take appropriate safety precautions when handling chemicals. Yes, we have. If we handle the any chemicals, we have to take safety precautions. Here you have to ask yourself: is there anything is saying about the safety precaution when handling chemicals in this paragraph? We are going to write the answer from this paragraph, not from our mind. Okay, we have to ask ourselves. Commonly, if we handle any chemical waste, we have to take safety precautions. But this paragraph is not saying anything to take appropriate safety precaution when handling chemicals. Okay, so you can strike out this answer. Okay, you can strike out this answer. 1 minute. Then read the second option. Ensure that any chemicals in the hospitals are properly documented. Is it saying no? Here you have to properly label and describe. If there is unidentified waste discovered, you have to complete an incident form and inform the contact about help us complete an incident form. Okay, ensure that the disposal stress the need for staff. What is stressing? Ensure that the any chemicals in the hospitals are properly documented. Otherwise, it is a hazardous waste. Okay, it is a hazardous waste. So you have to document properly. So maybe this answer can come. So make it a guess mark here. Then read the third question. First option not saying anything. Then second we come to second. Something is saying about second. Third, consult service providers before disposing all hazardous waste. See, sometimes no, they make us confused. Consult service providers before disposing all hazardous chemicals. We have to inform. Okay, the hospital waste container. There will be a contractor. He will collect all the waste. Okay, so the consult service providers before disposing all hazardous chemicals. Is it anything is saying about consult service providers? But the main point is, what is the main point here? The main point is Any chemicals is a hazardous material. So we have to take every effort we have to take to find out the name, find out all chemicals used in the storage are be prepared a proper label and describe it. This is the chemical is here. Okay, we have to properly label and describe it. Properly label and described. Okay, that is the overall meaning. So what is the answer here? The answer here is the answer is what is the answer? Tell me. The answer is here. Are you getting? I hope you are following me. What is the answer here? The answer is ensure that or any chemicals in the hospital are properly documented. See how the answer is getting. Fourth one. This memo is reminding pharmacist about some memo has given here what it is reminding the pharmacist. What it is reminding the pharmacist about. Okay. Then you come to the memo or staff pharmacy incident and errors. You have to read thoroughly. Dispensing errors, significant errors, omissions, incidents or other non-complaints, including complaints of non-commercial nature arising both within and external to the pharmacy may be the subject to investigation. If there is any error, that may get investigations. Okay. The pharmacist should therefore, here see some words are stressing. The pharmacist should therefore follow a risk management procedure including appropriate record keeping. The pharmacist what have to do if there is any errors, keep a proper record. Then again they are elaborated. The record is show. The record is to show when the incident was recorded, when it occurred, who was involved, and the nature of the incident or complaint, what action were taken, and any conclusion. This has to do. If there is any occur, the pharmacist should therefore. Okay, one minute. I will start with this. See the para saying here. What it is saying? Pharmacist. We know the question. Okay, what the question? The memo is reminding pharmacist about. Pharmacist should see stressing the words. Pharmacist should therefore follow a risk management procedure, including appropriate record keeping. Record is to show when incident was recorded, when it occurred, who was involved, and the nature of the incident or complaint. What actions were taken and any conclusion. If contact was made with third parties such as government departments, prescribers, lawyers or professional indemnity insurance companies, details of the conversation should be recorded. Okay, here all details should be recorded. Regardless of how serious the incident may appear, comprehensive detailed records need to be kept here. Here the pharmacists need to keep comprehensive detailed record. The record should be kept for 3 years because of the delayed nature of some form of investigation. So sometimes it will take long time. So we have to keep it for 3 years. It is all. It's the summary is all. Everything is saying about the record keeping, record session, and how to it prepared. Okay. First option, the rationale for documenting incident and errors. The rationale they are saying they are focusing the importance of rationale for documenting the rationale what are giving properly giving information for documenting incident reports. This 10th thing is saying ask yourself. Say, come to second question. The procedure for investigating incident and errors. What are the procedures? Here something is given. Pharmacists should therefore follow risk management procedures. May confuse, may confuse, may, may confuse this option. Sometimes we go directly to option B. Okay. But what it is saying, including appropriate record keeping, the record is to show the incident was recorded, when occurred, who was involved, and a comprehensive record we have to keep. Here, how procedure for investigating. Here they are saying about the investigating incident and errors. Is it anything saying about the investigation? Investigation means if it is any errors happened, again we investigate how it is happened. Hmm? Before that, what pharmacist has to do? Before investigation, pharmacist has to keep a proper record. Okay, when it occurred, who is involved, the nature of the nature of the incident. Okay, and a comprehensive detail has to be recorded. These record may gets investigated. These things may get investigated, but it is not saying the procedures of investigation, how it is investigated. Not saying anything about the procedure for investigating incidents and errors. So we can strike out this option. Okay, we can strike out this option. So how they are confusing us? See, only the way one procedure, maybe we directly jump into option B, but it is not saying, but the word, the procedure for investigating, but it is what it is saying, the how to be record, how to be detail recording. It is saying about the detail recording, but not saying anything about the investigating. Okay, so we can directly strike out option B. Like that, you have to comprehend the options. Okay, third one, the method for submitting incident and error report. Is this any method? Is it any method? They are saying no, not method. It is saying the pharmacist should follow a proper record keeping. Record is to show when the incident occurred. The record, we have to write the record when it is occurred, how it is occurred, who is involved, and the nature of the or error, nature of the complaint. Everything he has to make and make a detailed record, and make it, keep it for 3 years. Like that, it is saying. But the method of submitting incident or report, is it anything saying about the method of submission? How to submit in incident and error reports? Is it anything saying? No, not saying anything about this word. So then we directly come to the rationale for documenting. How to document? Document properly. Properly document how it occurred, who was involved, and nature of the incident or complaints, and what action were taken, and any conclusion. The nature of it is saying the rationale for documenting. Rationale, it is saying the rationale. So what is the answer? Here, first option. See, this was a confusing question. Okay, so you have to find out the answer like that. You got option 5. What point is being made in this guideline about patient with multi trauma? What point is being made? What point is being made in this article with the patient with the multiple trauma? So you have to read and understand the question. Then come to the options. Evaluation. Read the what we have to read the title. Evaluation of potential spinal injuries. We are evaluating potential spinal evaluation. How to evaluate if there is any potential spinal injuries. Okay. Sorry. We know spinal injuries are complicated. Okay, spinal injuries. So you have to keep it in mind. We have to prevent spinal injuries. Okay, amongst adult patients suffering high energy multi trauma, approximately 5% will suffer a significant, that is mechanically unstable vertebral column injury, that is VCI, and significantly less than 1% suffer was spinal cord injuries. Okay, the main risk from undiagnosed unstable VCI. If there is what is the main risk? The patient and unstable. If there is any patient with unstable VCA, is the further neurological compromise will occur. There is a chance of further neurological. What are the further neurological balance against this rare but potentially catastrophic risk is the fact that the majority of trauma patients do not have a vertebral column injury, and prolonged application of spinal percussions and immobilization is associated with multiple complications including pressure. So there is a chance of pressure sore, raised intracranial pressure, or ventilator associated pneumonia. If we didn't find out any spinal injury, there is a chance of worsening in the condition. Furthermore, again they are elaborating. Furthermore, the efficacy of these interventions in reducing secondary neurological compromise is controversial. Therefore, Patient in ICU should undergo spinal evaluation by CT imaging and interpretation by a concerned radiologist within 24 hours of injury. Within 24 hours of injury, we have to evaluate, find out, and advise for CT imaging and interpretation by radiologist to find out any spinal injuries. If imaging is undertaken out of hours, okay, 24 hours completed, it is acceptable to continue spinal continue we have to we have to continue spinal applications overnight and review imaging early the next day. Secondary, we have to be imaginative. We have to complete the protocol. Okay, we have to find out if there is any spinal injury within 24 hours. If sometimes maybe happen, okay, it is acceptable to continue we have to continue spinal application overnight and review next day. So what is the management? If there is any vertebral column injury within 24 hours, we have to find out if there is spinal injury. If it is spinal injury, we have to follow the treatment. So if it is not, what are the precautions? Okay, it is saying like that. What point is being made in this guideline about patient? Which point is being made? Which point made? Patient with multiple trauma. Keep it in mind which point is being made. First option, staff should make it a priority to rule out spinal injury. Is it priority to rule out spinal injury? Yes. See, within 24 hours of injury, consult. Further, the efficacy of these intervention is in reducing secondary neurological compromise is controversial. Therefore, patient in ICU should undergo spinal evaluation by CT imaging and interpretation by a consultant radiologist within 24 hours of injuries. Yes, staff should make it a priority to rule out spinal injury. Yes, it is saying like that. Then come to option. Spinal injuries are missed in a small but growing number of cases. Yes, mixed in a small. Sometimes we miss spinal injuries. Okay. Significantly less than 1% suffer spinal cord injury. The main risk from undiagnosed unstable disease of further neurological compromise may occur. Spine injuries are missed in a small but growing number of cases. But it is growing number of cases, but they are significantly less than 1% spine injuries. But large number, they are not saying anything about the large number. There is evidence that immobilizing a patient's spine injury is helpful. Is there any evidence? If there is a, because if we follow, we immobilize the patient. Okay. Is there there is evidence that immobilizing a patient with spinal injury is helpful, but actually the fact is helpful, but the paragraph is not saying anything about it is helpful. For what is the priority pointing? What it is pointing? Main priority. What is? We have to find out the main. We have to find. We have to answer the question, not from our thought. Okay, we have to answer the question. What is the main point is saying? But the main point is made. Okay, what is the main point? Here, what is the main point? Main point is in we have to diagnose within 24 hours. If there is any within 24 hours, we have to find out. What is the answer then? Staff should make it a priority to rule out spinal injuries. That's why I'm saying we have to comprehend. We have to comprehend the summary. We have to comprehend the paragraph. Sixth one, what does this update tell medical professionals about bovine insulin? There is some update was came. What it is saying? Update. Okay, update about bovine insulin. Bovine insulin. Because this is the memo. Fourth step. Bovine insulin preparation will shortly be returned due to limited availability. It is now it is limited availability of active ingredients. So it is limited. Now it is limited. So the concerned department is giving some information what we have to do if it is limited, if it is withdrawn, what we have to do. Ask people with insulin treated diabetes who currently using bovine insulin preparation will continue to require insulin treatment. Some patient use insulin for long time, so they need to be changed because of the unavailability. They need to be changed to alternative and acceptable preparation. They need to change because of unavailability of bovine insulin. Any patient is using bovine insulin, they need to change. People, then after next paragraph, people using bovine insulin are likely to be older patient, maybe older patient with a long-standing diabetes. They may there have absolute insulin deficiency. These individuals will be at risk of impaired awareness of hypoglycemia. Maybe this type of patient at a risk of hypoglycemia, a severe hypoglycemia. They are saying about the if any patient is using long-standing diabetes, using bovine insulin, these individuals will be at a risk of hypoglycemia. Okay, they are saying about the hypoglycemia. Use of bovine insulin has been associated. Why it is happening? Presence of insulin antibodies. Because of the use of bovine insulin, the body will produce so many insulin antibodies, which may impair what it will do, which may impair action of insulin. Protein, human or analog insulin are likely to lower the glucose more than the same dose of bovine insulin. So these another compared from the other protein, human, human protein, human analog insulin are likely to lower the glucose more than the same dose because it contains more insulin antibodies in the patient body. So because of this, patient use alternative insulin therapy, there is a chance of getting severe hypoglycemia. Okay. And insulin dose titration may be difficult. Sometimes it may be difficult and unpredictable. Sometimes it is difficult and unpredictable. People with bovine insulin treated diabetes are therefore high risk group. So people with the bovine insulin treated diabetes are therefore high risk group. Okay. Then we come to the meaning. With the option, it is being withdrawn due to the risk associated with long time use. Is it saying it is because of the long time risk associated with long term use? It is withdrawn. No, it is limited availability. That's why we are, because of the limited availability, it is suggesting to use alternative, but it is not saying it is withdrawn due to risk associated with the long time use. Not saying anything about, okay, because of the unavailability, asking to use, saying to use alternative method. So we have to strike out the first option. See how the answer is coming. See, we have to understand every meaning. So it is being withdrawn. Okay, come to the B. Users may experience difficulties, may experience dose titration may be difficult. See how the answer is may be difficult and unpredictable. People with bovine insulin treated diabetes are therefore high risk. They are saying that it's a high risk group, but it's not saying it is due to risk associated with the long time. It's a high risk group, but it is this patient with mobile insulin, they are high risk group. Okay, but it is not saying anything about withdrawn due to the risk associated with long time. It's not. It's the unavailability of insulin, bovine insulin. It is withdrawing. Okay, users may experience difficulties when switching to alternative. Yes, may they experience some difficulties. We have to make it a query. Maybe this answer will come. Okay. Third one, any side effects are more difficult to identify in older patients. Is there anything there? Any side effects is more difficult. Is there anything is saying any side effects? Here only they discuss only severe hypoglycemia, may not any other side effects. Okay, only they are given there is a chance of getting hypoglycemia if the patient is using bovine insulin. They change to other insulin, there is a chance of getting hypoglycemia because their body contain more antibodies of insulin antibodies. There is a chance of getting hypoglycemia. They are saying about only hypoglycemia, not any side effects are more. See, any side effects are more difficult to identify in not a patient. More difficult, is it anything is saying any side effects are more difficult? Not saying anything. So what is the answer here? Then option B. See how the answer is getting. Hmm? Are you follow me? How it is getting? Answer, users may experience difficulties when switching to alternative experience difficulty. There is a dose titration may be difficult and unpredictable. Why it is difficult? Sometimes because the patient body contains more insulin antibodies. People with bovine insulin treated diabetes are risk group. So sometimes it is very difficult and unpredictable. So what is the answer? Users may experience difficulties when switching to alternatives. C is the B is the answer. This is all about OET reading part B. I hope you understood how to do the OET reading part B. Part B. In this coming videos, we will do more practice and watch this video till the end. Then only you can understand how to do the OET reading part B. So, today signing off, Sanita. Thank you. Record ചെയ്തു പക്ഷെ എൻ്റെ റെക്കോർഡ് വരുന്നില്ല.